Good evening, Zelda 1 Randomizer fans. Here we are in the championship bracket. This is round one, game one between CaptainGreen7 on your left and dk9146 on your right. This will be a 3-game set. I believe this to be game one. My name is JXB Adam. I am joined on tracking by Magic Friends and in the booth by Fury SK. Fury, how's it going this evening?
It's going pretty well. Looks like we're not too far away from vanilla here.
Nope. Other than the recorder start, we are doing good.
Yeah, recorder's a little bit of a buzzkill, given it pretty much gives you the ability to, let's say, jet some of the dungeons that you don't really care to dig and come back later if needed with the flute. It's a lot nicer when you have Power Bracelet or Raft as your starting item because you don't have that utility.
That's right. It makes you think twice about taking the Tringle and dipping early. Looks like DK has found level 5. So chat, if you said that level 5 would be our first dungeon found tonight, congratulations, you are a winner of 2 internet points.
Makes me feel about as good as I do when I get -1 points when I win a race on the race time app.
And CG7 shortly after DK into level 5.
Yep, and it's everybody's favorite level 5 as well.
That depends. Is it everybody's favorite Giant Z?
It's not a giant Z, and it's not a first quest shape either.
Oh boy, not only does that mean we have a 2Q back half, but we have Shape's front half.
The reason we know is we are too far over for the Z, and between DK screen, which is in column 4, and Captain Green, which is in column 3, there's 4 across the bottom. So it's too thick to be the Z. The vanilla first quest shape, there's only 2 spots on the bottom row.
And of course, we're in level 5, so the first staircase is always a transport.
There can, in fact, be 2 in this one as well.
Ooh, extra special. Well, that puts the odds in the transport's favor, to be sure.
Good news about this room is you don't have to kill it again unless you give, well, you take a Triforce or you leave outright. I don't think we'll be paying either one of those prices immediately. We'll probably try to find a way around, or in DK's case, we're just going to bail.
Yeah, looks like CG7's going to take the transport and see where that leads. Above the locked door, it looks like. DK proving that Death Armos is aptly named and unfortunately takes a death. Back to start he goes. In the meantime, CG7 has found a bomb upgrade. It's 113 rupees. Not quite enough for that yet.
Yeah, probably going to mark that down, and it might be a while before we decide to come back, but it is fairly early in the dungeon, as long as you can clear through a couple of Korea in a bubble room and find your way there without burning that key. Or if we get the any key while we have money, then maybe that changes things too.
Absolutely. DK has bombed open a Take Any cave and chosen to take a candle. And then found level 1.
Well, it's semi-vanilla the first quest with that flute and 5. Unfortunately, we already started with 1, so now we have 2. Speaking of one, there is one Patra in level 1 so far, and it's kind of in the way.
Yeah, not the most fun to fight a Patra, but it looks like it's not an Expando Patra, even if it is in this useless moat room.
Unsurprising to see Captain Green leave with that death and a couple of key doors left in that room. No keys, so no point in trying to continue. Only a small chance of the bomb wall if he didn't check it, which he might have.
That's right, Fury. And also, Captain Green did do a hard reset after saving, which resets the global, which means the first enemy killed has the potential to drop a bomb if it's in the bomb dropper group. And Captain Green has found level 1.
Not too surprising to see the runners pretty much following in each other's footsteps here. Plenty of open caves this direction. If you opt into taking the Take Any One candle and you've bombed open that spot, then of course you also have some burn spots in the Deadwoods.
First item in level 1, under the floor we find a heart.
Perhaps more importantly, the Patra was guarding a key, which allows us access to more of this dungeon, perhaps getting a map here soon.
Second item looks like another heart container on the floor, and a map in shapes is always welcome. It lets you know which walls may open to a bomb. Of course, in level 1, I think all the walls will open as long as there isn't like a right side staircase or an old man.
Yep, and the specific setup also, if remove open staircases is on and it replaces a right-hand staircase, it does confuse the game too. Since the question in chat, Captain Green's a veteran runner of Z1R, veteran runner of a couple of retro games, to be honest. Similar, I think, in at least one aspect is DK. I believe both of them have quite a bit of experience in the same other retro game of choice. DK's experience here being a little less in terms of overall experience, but in terms of recent practice seeds and pickup races, I would say DK definitely has a small lead in that.
And chat, we see our shape for level 1. It looks like Captain Hook's hand. What say ye, chat? What does it look like?
Well, I can tell you one thing, the large secret looks rather depressing. 51 rupees is not what you would hope for.
Not with a 22 rupee door repair. Not that 51 rupees would ever be good with any kind of door repair. That is the any key on the floor in level 1. DK has completed the clear of the dungeon, just has to walk back to the Tringle.
Yep, any key is probably the first significant find, and Captain Green won't be finding it as quickly given the lack of keys and the unwillingness to kill the Patra. Not that I blame him, it's just going to slow him down.
I do like some of chat's guesses for level 1 shape. Ray gun, or just a man with an oversized megaphone. DK, however, has taken a death back to the beginning of level 1 he goes.
At this point, I might be willing to just cut my losses in here. It is pretty close to your start screen, so not a ton of reason left to hang around here, unless, of course, the Triforce is right up here, in which case it's pretty easy to get to. Instead, it's just another key that we don't need.
I'm a little surprised DK's digging around. I thought they saw the Triforce in another, I think it was this room. No, room after this one with the Rupee boss. Captain Green getting the bad news about the large secret being 51.
Yep, and gonna find a level. It's level 2, and DK does indeed have the Triforce location 1, so early Triforce lead doesn't mean a huge amount, but we do have a power bracelet immediately too.
That power bracelet might be required, and I think that the more important thing out of level 1 is that any key.
Oh boy.
Another quote-unquote large secret for DK. Upon seeing all the Wizrobes, Captain Green thinks better of level 2, tries to pirouette a bomb wall. It doesn't open. More exploration to come.
It does look like Captain Green has 5 heart. Don't think we got as far. Hello, Second Quest 9 in Death Mountain West. Don't think we got as far into level 1 to find some of the health that was available there, outside of the one in the staircase, so perhaps the Armos item was a heart at the grave.
Our tracker's letting us know that he saw both hearts in level 1.
I believe that was DK that saw it. The other one was keylocked to Captain Green, if I remember correctly.
I will trust your memory, Fury. Mine's kind of jelly today.
I believe it was one door up, and it was a key door to get there. It's 3 red bubbles. That's what I remember about it. I don't remember the Iniki room, but it's a bit further along.
Candle out of a taken E for Captain Green. And our small secret is 8 rupees. I don't know if we've seen a medium secret yet, but this seed is smacking of being a poverty seed.
Yeah, the medium is just barely above the normal price, so it did roll up. Well, chat's saying 37. I thought it was a little bit less than that, but regardless, it's probably not enough to make up for the large secret. It's not stutter that you have in the feed on Captain Green's side. That was an attempt to pause strat the Lionels, and well, unfortunately we kind of know how that one went based on the spinning there.
Yeah, Lionels are a pretty mean enemy on the overworld. Anything really that throws projectiles on the overworld, not so much fun.
DK, meanwhile, also working his way through the grave. We can confirm the potential for the Armos item to be a heart.
Looks like the Armos item was a heart.
DK getting the bad news about the 51 large secret at this point. Probably less concerning for him, given that the Iniki is in his possession. That is one thing that you might have to buy in a normal seed, with second quest involved in some capacity. Chat was correct.
Yep, 37 for that medium. So I'm still calling it a poverty seed. Not so great.
here is the key purchase from Captain Green. I wouldn't be overly surprised to see Captain Green clear a little bit of the Dead Woods, save, and then go back to level 1 and open the key door and see what progress it gets him.
I wouldn't be surprised by that either, Fury, and we have level 8 on DK's side.
I assume that's got to be somewhere up in the northwest.
I believe he bombed into it.
Confirming the spiral, which we already knew, and DK probably already knew, but was hoping it would show him something different.
Desert, close to level 1. I am 0 for 2 on remembering where things are. That's not good for me. Spirals, not good for the runners. Pretty good for chat, though.
Yeah, then I suspect he worked his way through Forgotten Spot and went towards the desert that direction. Here is Captain Green opening the key door. It's one room past this for the next heart, and it gives you the key refund. And this is a pretty good strategy from CaptainGreen7. Probably going to work through a handful of extra rupees here. I don't know if we're going to go blue ring strat off of it, but getting yourself up to good 90 or 100 minimum is not a bad idea.
Yeah, this seed doesn't have a lot of money in it, and taking an extra 30 off of that rupee boss, was it 30 or 40? Either way, good strat.
Yep, pretty much puts him at the ability to get another key if desired.
There's the second bomb upgrade on level 8 found by DK.
Yep, neither one of them is likely to move out of their specific dungeons. First quest logic for the level 5 setup.
And DK did purchase the bomb upgrade. It is +4 for 113 rupees. A little bit of a scam, especially with the amount of money in this seed.
At the same time, less things to purchase, especially given the any key again. That does play a huge part.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I think the remaining things that our runners may have to purchase in no particular order are arrows, meat, possibly bombs.
Yeah, bait is almost out of the equation just because it's level 8. And level 8 tends to have a lot of those up and down movement on the left that's double columned, and then if it's in one of the sideways rooms, then of course it's pretty useless.
Yeah, I don't think I would preemptively buy the meat in a 2Q back half, but we've seen weirder things happen. Meaning the bait block being required. Any key found for CaptainGreen7?
Yep, enough to push him back towards the Triforce. Time to get out of here. I think he should have seen the other heart, unless I'm confusing things. So I'll be interested to see what we're playing for.
I'm not sure.
I feel like both runners did this too, which makes it equally strange to me. It makes me rethink whether or not I'm smart enough to figure out what's going on.
I certainly don't doubt the runners when they do things, because they often have deeper knowledge of the game and they do know the strategy they're going for. Simultaneous Triforce pickups. Level 1 for CaptainGreen7, level 8 for DK.
Yeah, not surprising to see somebody leave level 8 behind for now. Again, we have the flute to come back if it's absolutely necessary. We're hoping it's not. And by we, I mean the runners, not me.
And now with the any key, that mugger in level 5 is pretty laughable, since 4 keys from all the keys is still all the keys. DK finding some any roads after partially burning the forests of Hyrule as Captain Green continues exploration of level 5. Looks like a bomb is not enough to take out the Vyres. They have rolled up at least one.
Add that to the many other things that unfortunately rolled up, such as the Keese being 2 HP.
Yeah, nobody likes beefy Keese. And by nobody, I mean runners definitely don't like beefy Keese. Chat, on the other hand, that's to be determined.
Yeah, this room is all sorts of dangerous. We keep getting bopped around, but we're gonna get the try out of it, so... I think with the flute on the floor, that's probably enough to leave.
Maybe. He's only got, I think, 8 more rooms left, so we'll see. Might just leave. And as always, though, I'm immediately wrong, because that's just how I do it.
Yeah, it's a rough call to make. If it truly is 8 rooms, then I get it. If it's too many more than that, might not be as worth it, but again, it is a guaranteed staircase item. That might have weighed in CG7's mind as to tilting the dig to be the favorable outcome.
Yeah, when you know it's a staircase item, you can skip a bunch of rooms. As we see, CG has already done. DK continuing around Vanilla 1Q2.
Appears we are trolled instead of properly getting a staircase there, and the old man will pay the price for it.
Magical sword sighting for DK. Captain Green slightly confused as the shutter closes behind him, so this push block can't possibly be a stair, wondering which room is a stair that they did not clear. That was the bow on the coast.
Did we check the walls in some other rooms? I don't remember if the wall masters are in that set. That might be the troll that gets CG7.
Oh, that would be horrible if that single block that didn't push because a wallmaster was lurking.
Could have also been a boss elsewhere. I'm not exactly sure of all the rooms. Well, hopefully it's nothing significant. As a runner, you're not hoping for the opponent to mismark. You're hoping to kind of win on your own merits. Of course, if we're, let's say, one game down, maybe we change our philosophy there a little bit. But overall, you do kind of play the game to win in a way that it makes you feel good, and having somebody mismark or have equipment failures or what have you, never fun.
Yeah, nobody wants to win because of that, even down a game, I think. Though they certainly won't argue with it. Except maybe hardware. Nobody wants to win because of hardware. At least with a mismark, as bad as that is the skill of the runner coming into play.
To answer the question, chat, DK's hearts are not actually clear. He's just playing with light blue. It's one of the reasons why I stick with the vanilla color, because I can't see that very well, so I tend to like having things I can see. Else I'll end up spinning when I'm not expecting it. Some people have younger eyes than me.
That's true. Sometimes the beeps do let you know, and sometimes it's just not fast enough, as we saw just a moment ago when the Pole's voice said hi to DK. That's a ladder on the floor in level 3.
Yeah, we're suddenly getting somewhere with the seed. Still need silvers and, well, I guess outside of silver location, there's not a whole lot else between the two that we care to know. A couple of quality of life, perhaps.
Absolutely. Beyond that, they've got everything between the two of them to clear anything on the overworld, so... And their CG7 gets their ladder.
And going from the picket fence to a pile of logs, and without full knowledge of dungeons, you gotta take that as well. So we're gonna be able to check the last two spots that we didn't have access to after clearing two of them off via the ladder get. Normally there won't be a second staircase in level 3, just the one item staircase. However, it is shapes, and so we have to kind of check everything just to make sure.
And the Triforce out of level 3 for DK. It was free in a Triforce room. And Fury, you're absolutely right. You do have to check everything, and the map is somewhat valuable, as it will tell you which walls might open. Not so much a big deal in level 3, but when we start looking at shape 6, that's going to potentially be an issue.
DK gonna grab the bow and probably check the raft spot right after. Makes sense.
Pretty efficient routing.
Right, gonna see once again Captain Green basically following in the footsteps of DK to get the bow. Probably also likely to go to the raft spot and knock that out as well.
Makes sense. I don't know if CG7 saw the bow, but you still would want to route the coast immediately upon getting the ladder, being so close.
Captain Green has other ideas for the moment.
Maybe knocking out these couple of spots. And maybe not. They'll get to the coast later. Assuming the game gives them a reason to go there. A medium secret turns DK right back around to head to that shop to purchase wooden arrows.
Yeah, unsurprising. You don't want to lose out on some Goma kills or some Pulse Voice kills and lose time when you can easily just buy some arrows rather than wait for silvers.
Absolutely. We've seen both the Pole's Voice and the Gomas in the dungeons. And DK in level 8 did see one potential Goma block stare. Granted, level 8 has, I think, 14 total stairs, so unlikely to be the item, but still, if they get forced back there.
Level 2 Lake, or level 3 if you're going for the second quest Lake. Absolutely brutal firing squad alignals, though, below it, so it might not be something DK takes a look at immediately.
Yeah, they might continue exploration elsewhere, looking for the white sword item, which I don't think we've seen yet.
Yeah, you have full overworld exploration capabilities, so, well, outside of the power bracelet spots for him. So I think it's worthwhile.
Both hint shops found by DK. Captain Green locked in mortal combat with this Patra, using some door strats. Patra doesn't really care about doors, but so far they are working. And it appears the Master Patrobe has been... Oh no! Unfortunate, takes a bop.
Yeah, that's just one of those lack thereof patience errors. Captain Green's not going to feel great about that, knowing that they had the Patra set in that pattern at that point.
And we have DK up in the Lost Hills, checking the top of the waterfall. Will it be a vanilla white sword cave? No. So chat, I didn't see anybody guess what the last dungeon found would be. We know it won't be level 6. And I think we're running out of dungeons. Fury, I think we've only not seen one dungeon.
Yep, seems about right.
Have we seen level 9?
Oh, level 9? Yes, we've seen level 9. I thought we meant 4.
Yeah, I meant 4, but I wanted to make sure because I just couldn't remember if we'd seen 9. Well, Sorry, chat. No time to guess the final dungeon. We know it's going to be level 4. But you know what there is time for? Following these runners. Take a moment and go follow them. Also, follow our tracker Magic Friends and follow my co-com Fury. Without Magic Friends tracking, we don't get restreamed. Without Fury, I don't think we get restreamed either.
Yes, in this case, that is fairly true.
DK continuing to explore level 6 gets a clock, while CaptainGreen7 pushes the advantages on the overworld with the power bracelet, continuing to mark off spots. Shows us that it is a red knight at 60, where the blues are 37. And we have a white sword. In the stairwell of level 6, DK's offensive capabilities have been doubled.
Yeah, it's definitely a very helpful combat upgrade. We'll see how long it takes Captain Green to find level 6. So far, we've been following pretty much step for step in a lot of situations, so it makes me think, at least, that it won't be too long.
Yeah, we see CaptainGreen7 try their luck at the money-making game, and unfortunately this time for Team Middle, the house won, minus 40. Bow and arrow in hand, DK takes out the Pulse Voice and gets the Triforce out of level 6. In the meantime, Captain Green has found level 6 and is going in. I do believe that was over 2 on the river spots. Ladder is not required for the overworld other than the bow. Captain Green taking a death in 6, back to start they go.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but it doesn't seem like this 6 is too terrible to navigate, so might get in the next time if we're trying to get in the staircase directly, or if we're clearing the room. Yeah, I don't think it will be a second issue.
CG7 discovers that it's a transport, and thanks to that lone bubble, combat in that room will not be required again unless they leave the dungeon. Question in chat. So there's a floor item in 6. That's correct. In this flag set, for the winter tournament, the heart shovel flag is on. So all of the hearts are shuffled into the pool. That means you can have a regular floor item instead of a heart container in each of the dungeons. Conversely, you can have a dungeon like level 8 that's got 3 hearts, at least if it's a first Q8. There's the power bracelet out of level 2 for DK.
So that's full overworld exploration for DK now. Captain Green's had that a little bit longer. And this is the room that DK is perhaps going to also follow in the footsteps of Captain Green, just nope. White Sword makes it a little bit easier to handle, but it's still not fun.
All depends on if they can bomb down a few of these whizzies. That'll help out a lot. Captain Green goes one room beyond the Triforce and gets locked in with a blue Goma. At least locked in from the Triforce direction. And gets the map, which explains why you want the map in shapes. Look at those holes, chat. That looks like a pair of brass knuckles.
It's a very small 6, though. I mean, you could realistically actually dig that. There's some 6s that go up into like the 35-ish range. That one, I think, was sitting around 26. That's easy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm surprised or not surprised. I have not been able to correctly predict what the runners are going to do at all. But that's also not a surprise, as they are in this tournament. I am not.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying you have to leave it behind, but in normal situations, 6 would be the last dungeon you want to probably go back to. I don't think that'll be the case this time if we have to.
Yeah, with 2Q7 and 8, those can be pretty snarly dungeons to dig from my experience. Also, with all the items so far, they might consider just playing for Triforces and looking in level 9 for the silver arrows.
The issue I have with that, I guess, is second quest 9 gives you only 1 old man. If this were first quest or shapes 9, where you get 3, I think that makes it a lot easier to make that gamble.
That's true. What I meant, I know gambling, it would be gambling that they would be there, but there's still information knowledge that can be gained, and 2Q9 is fairly small. Usually you're going to come across at least one of the items finding a path to both Ganon and Zelda. Maybe. Question in chat, no silvers hint in 9. That remains to be seen. So with one old man in 9, that could be one hint, which could be either the location of Ganon, the location of the kidnapped, the compass, or the location of the silver arrows, whether they are in level 9 or elsewhere. Or if the game is extremely rude, that one old man in level 9 will be a mugger.
Yes, and additionally, we also have to find the book to make that work. We find the silvers, though, in the White Sword Cave, which is up on Death Mountain, where CG7 died. So that is potentially bad. Although I still don't think we found level 4, so reasonable chance CG7 bombs around up there, especially if he knows the White Sword item is available at the end. However, might be more likely to dig a few different things, like level 4, for example, whereas DK might be go-moding him.
Yeah, I think at this point, DK is probably going to be go mode, and any items they come across, great, but I don't know if they're going to go out of their way for anything.
Now, the big question will be, how long does it take Captain Green 7 to get up towards where level 9 is? I don't know exactly what the map looks like on his tracker because I don't have it up in front of me currently, but assuming he's mapping the overworld, I gotta think the checks are minimal now, probably down to the last 15 or so locations.
I would tend to agree with you. There can't be too much of the overworld left. Unfortunately, some of it might be like one-off checks or a couple of items here and there that didn't get seen because of deaths.
Well, not too many places left for Captain Green. I think gonna stumble onto level 8 here momentarily for the first time. Probably will be inclined to dig it for a little while at least.
Triforce out of level 5 for DK. And here is level 8 for CG7. And CG7 takes a staircase that pops them out right in the Triforce room. Triforce pick up out of level 8 for CG7 as DK has found level 4. And DK has found the map. We see we have a segmented level 4 tonight.
And where do we find this lovely level?
That is a wonderful question. I did not see the screen.
Alright, time to cheat. Let's see. How about power bracelet spot in the grave?
That's what chat is telling us. Thank you, chat. Twitch chat, the second most highest rated MVPs ever, right after our trackers. Triforce out of level 4 for DK. And that does confirm the power bracelet is required this seed. I'm being reminded by our tracker that some members of chat do have cookies, and that does make them higher MVPs. Okay, Magic Friends, we can go with that.
DK's only got a handful of spots left in the overworld, including the spot that cost him his life earlier. It does not look like CG7 is going to pass up on the Western Death Mountain.
Nope, back up here for level 2 to start, and then probably to clean up all the spots.
It does make sense. There is a push block up here. Is the Triforce past this nonsense into? Is that what we discovered earlier?
I think so, yes.
Why wouldn't it be? Appropriate use of the potion, I would say. We're down to 3. We can go ahead and sword beam a little bit here and probably make it without using the last of our bombs.
And we see the excellent combat of CaptainGreen7 taking out those Wizrobes without taking a hit.
So good news, bad news. We don't have a second item out of here, nor Silver's knowledge for go mode. However, if this is something like, say, the wand or the red ring, probably is going to benefit Captain Green to have cleared an extra room or 2. Instead, just that, oh well, not a big deal. We're out of 2.
And there's the Triforce pickup out of level 2, and with that heart, CaptainGreen7 has a 20% chance to lift the magical sword should they choose to swing back by the location and take an attempt.
It is nowhere near any of the dungeons outside of level 7, so if you're rooting for a check at 10 hearts, that's probably the one and only time you'll see CaptainGreen7 look.
And here's the Silver Arrow pickup for Captain Green.
Probably bemoaning the death that was taken up here a little while ago. We had not died, we'd probably find that, 20 minutes ago, and might cause some other decisions like jetting a few of these dungeons, although we've really not spent a ton of time in any of them yet.
Oh no, that Lionel screen gets DK again.
I think Captain Green's trying to figure out exactly which spots he hasn't checked. Probably knows to go to level 2 and check the grave, but also could just be heading back. That was level 1. This will be level 3 we're on now. Wondering what spots we have not quite checked.
Did he skip out on the Coast Raft spot?
Yes, he did. Level 7 is Vanilla 2 first quest, Vanilla 3 second quest. It is guarded by a bunch of nice and friendly Lionels shooting sword beams at you and taking health. You can't see it, but I can see it. DK is not even remotely amused at the last spot on his tracker that's uncovered.
This time with 140 silver arrows, will they just let fly with it?
Oh yes, we're going to see some Lionels go down most likely. May only be one if they're playing nice, which that's pretty nice all things considered.
In the meantime, Captain Green about to find level 4.
Perhaps a good thing we didn't see this earlier. It's looking very ladder blocked immediately. So both runners happy to have found level 3 before finding level 4. Same map as before.
So chat, what is that ink blot for level 4?
Yeah, A flock of salty pigeons, probably.
Captain Green getting the Triforce. Burb plus poop. Magic friends. That's a lot of burb poop.
Yeah, it probably mirrors my car at work.
Well, that's unfortunate to hear. I personally thought it looked like a spaceship with a planet in the distance in the background.
Captain Green heading back to level 7. I mean, this is pretty much... Well, where are we going here? We gotta go... Oh, we're gonna take this cheeky route to the magical sword. That's fair.
May as well. This is the closest I think they're going to be to make a check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Chat, do you got your mags hype out? Because we got mags.
Yeah, I would give Captain Green the ever so slight combat advantage. DK's come quite a long way in this, so it's very slim at this point. Now I'm going to give him the advantage because of the sword upgrade. Book on the floor at 7.
Yeah, I think right now all DK has is the hopes and dreams of some of the members of chat and a slight exploration lead in level 7.
And you can see just how much easier this BMOS Red Dark Knight room is now that we have mags. It just slicing through it. Let's see if we take another Death Dispatcher or if we slaughter it quickly.
Oh, we're not even waiting to get it locked. We're just taking it down.
Oh, it's locked alright, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was locked, just not the way we like to see it locked. And the reward, a transport staircase. That magical sword is going to come in very handily in this level 7. It's all blue dark nuts and blue wizrobes and blue gomas. Oh my.
Yeah, this room's pretty mean. Yeah, I mean, we survive it, so that's good.
But we can see the magical sword doing its work. CG7 is catching up quickly. And there's the Triforce just on the ground at the top of this part of the spiral. One room left. Our tracker being the MVP, noting the time when the Triforce was picked up so we can get an accurate distance between the two runners.
Alright, we've got the audio switched. It is a bit quiet on DK's side, so hopefully we'll get it. If this path to the Triforce is walkable, then it should only be about a 2-minute deficit.
Yeah, the path is walkable.
Actually, it's less than that. It's probably a minute at this point. Minute and 10? Or thereabouts, roughly.
First item and level 9, it's a heart.
This is not a great screen to be fluting. Oof. Oh, roar immediately, though.
And that's the door, I think.
If that is also the door, this is probably GG unless we have a death to Ganon. This Captain Green probably doesn't have quite enough time unless he goes right immediately. It does not. Although that room might turn him around. We'll see which way we go next. So can DK get this with a blue potion and white sword before CG7 gets his sword back and finds the same thing? Oof.
Potion not quite fast enough. A Hyrule driver sends DK back to start, but they know exactly where they're going.
Yeah, I don't think you can go that way. CG7, you're going to have to go back down. Oh, we're going the wrong way, unfortunately, for CaptainGreen7. Didn't quite get far enough right to hear it. Oh, we took the bop to the Lambola, so we had the potion now. That could be rough.
Chat, this is a nail biter. Ganon is off the beaten path.
Oof.
Oh, another Hyrule driver.
Captain Green's routing, again, is going to buy DK enough time to get back in there for a couple more attempts. Alright. There is... A single hit could turn Captain Green around, though. That's still a thing. And now DK has to be pretty much perfect, unless we're going to go for a potion if we found the prescription letter.
I believe he did find the letter. I'm not sure if he's going to go out to get one. Time is ticking. A little bit of help from the hint. Going to go ahead and work up a count for CG7. Round 3 for DK.
Alright, we got our bomb drop off the 10 count. There's not going to be anything else up here of note. We got to bail and probably go left if you're progressing normally. Or the staircase here could bail him out. Maybe? No. Not going to. Not going to take it. Cannot take another fireball if you're DK. Gotta be careful here.
CG7 going left. DK, unfortunately, takes another death to Ganon. Back in he goes.
My goodness.
Question in chat. Who entered level 9 first? DK did by about 80 seconds. DK has Ganon found, has the princess, the kidnapped found, and oh my.
Yeah, lost connection to one of our runners. I'll try and get it back.
Fury, we have chat on the edge of their seats. They need to see what's happening.
Yep, still showing up. That was unfortunately not there yet, so wait and see if it comes back.
DK purchasing a red potion. Will DK get back in time? You should be. Otherwise, you should be standing up. This race is coming right down to the wire.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to be the bearer of bad news and tell you that Captain Green did find the route while his disconnect happened and has completed the seed. So unfortunately, a bit anticlimactic at a 104 and change. And we'll go ahead and get the runners in. It's a rough way for it to go out on the restream, but not much that can be done when it blips like that.
And immediately following CG7's finish, we did get a forfeit from DK. Not too much of a surprise.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you very much. Yeah, I felt fantastic with that whole thing. Obviously, until 6 Ganons or something like that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I lost count. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. Chevy room or the parentheses room, as Slammer likes to call it, did me in hard there.
Yeah, it's just not a friendly room to fight Ganon in, especially on Green Tunic. I think did you have 7 or 8 hearts?
Had 7. Had 7. Got hugged on the left side. Figured I'd try the right side. Almost had the lock and just mismenued briefly there, and then he came and hugged me again.
Yeah, I had seen where you got a hit on him, and then he spawned right there. You got the next hit, and then lost it.
Yeah, that was the best opportunity by far. The rest of it was a big dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate on all counts, really. I'm not sure if we're going to be joined by CaptainGreen7 or not. Hopefully soon. And we are joined by our race winner, CaptainGreen7, CG7, GG's.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG, buddy.
You'll have to describe the very end of this. Unfortunately, we had some little blips there, so we lost your feed as you were presumably up and A and going right in 9 at the end.
Yeah, if you saw me, if like the top left was last you saw, then that's what I did.
Yeah.
Is go straight right. I ran to Ganon, killed him first try, and Zelda was basically next door.
Yep, DK had Zelda's location, had Ganon's location. I think it was 5 or 6 drivers worth of deaths in, unfortunately. So lost about a minute and 10-second lead into 9 on just a little bit of Ganon RNG, especially in a moat room where it's off-centered. It gets a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides Ganon, though, I'd say trying to get up to where 2Q7 was, 3 deaths before I got to that screen, to them stupid Lionels.
Yeah, those Lionels were being definitely mean. Not sure what else to say. That screen was just an absolutely brutal screen leading up to the level 7 under the lake.
I believe, however, the Lionels in Death Mountain West did you a solid and eliminated CaptainGreen7's attempt to get to the Silver's Cave the first time around, so did a little extra digging, which gave you some margin to play with.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, and if you saw, I went the Bogey's arrow first. I was like, let it be anywhere but that screen. And then I was like, all right, completing the full clear. I love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where there were major turns in this otherwise. I feel like for the longest time you two are very linear and very much going the same way. Really outside of the Silvers pickup and the 7 find, I can't really recall any situations where one or the other was way behind in finding information on a dungeon. Oh yes, I guess the Patron 7 also is owed a couple of rupees by DK as it also sent Captain Green out. But I mean, that was the same case again. I think there was at least one blue wizard screen that said no thanks to DK. So it's just you pick your poison. It could be either or.
Yeah, the West Death Mountain Death was awful. Patra Death was actually not terrible because then I could just come back in with Magical Sword and clean it up faster than I might have been anyway.
Yep, for DK it was at 10 hearts. I don't think you were anywhere close to it because you got to Triforce and go a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I was at 7. I literally I mean, somebody as good as Captain Green, I've got to take what the game gives me, and that's exactly what I did. When 1 said no to the third item, I left. When 2 said no to the second item, I left. And none of it punished me as a result, outside of not having hearts.
Yeah, I agree with Fury's analysis there. You guys traded back and forth this entire seed. It was actually a great watch. I think chat was highly entertained, and honestly, both of you were just doing amazing things left and right.
Yep, two players well versed in the past in DWR now. Captain Green's been Z1Ring for quite some time, but it's kind of coming back after a little hiatus, whereas DK is really picking up the steam. So that makes for intriguing and a very good matchup in this case because you got one that's riding some momentum now, and the other one's getting the rust off and is back in very close to form. So should be entertaining for games 2 and what could very likely be game 3 as well.
Well, thanks for getting us on the air. I know you guys were real busy tonight, and I truly appreciate it. Yeah, GG's again, Captain Green, and see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, GG. And I echo that. Thank you for putting the restream on. I know it was busy tonight and there's some hiccups along the way, so appreciate it.
Yep, sometimes things happen. Unfortunately, speed gaming couldn't quite get that many on the air due to circumstances, but we're happy to get everything that we can covered with the folks we have. I got this one, I think the one late tonight in Camion is going to take game 2 of the doubleheader in case you're looking for more Zelda 1 randomizer action. That one I think is ongoing. If not right now, then very soon. So again, some more action out there to be had. But yeah, very, very fun race. Looking forward to seeing what happens on Wednesday. Maybe I'll get to watch or participate in the call there. Otherwise, good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, good luck to both of you indeed. I hope that your game goes just as amazingly as this one did. Maybe flip-flop just because I like to see a game 3. But honestly, as long as you're both having fun, that is the top priority as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, fun's a loose term. As long as the puzzle itself is fun, perhaps. Let's go with that.
Fair enough. You're absolutely right. There are varying definitions of fun, to be sure.
I mean, you did the
go ahead.
commentary on the weekly, so you know what various definitions of fun might be.
Oh, yes, definitely. And I believe that's going to bring us to a close of this presentation of the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2024 Winter Tournament. We had CaptainGreen7 versus DK. Was a great race. Captain Green squeaked it out in the end. And we have more Z1R action coming up later tonight, right here on the Zelda 1 Randomizer channel. It will be F. Coughlin versus Rooslugs, starting at 11:30 Eastern. We hope to see you there. If you haven't followed the runners from this race, please do so. Follow my co-com Fury and follow our tracker, Magic Friends. And for all of us here at the Z1 Randomizer, I would like to say thank you all for attending and have a great evening. Good night.